10 years ago, the same year we were treated to the masterpiece that Interstellar is, the same year India sent Mangalyaan into orbit around Mars, and it is the same year the Hyundai Creta started to take over our country. But if you told me 10 years ago that a Hyundai Creta would go toe-to-toe against a Volkswagen GT TSI, I think you were doing stand-up comedy.
I can't pretend that I'm not bound to win. I get up just to get knocked down again, and then I knock the dirt off, pull my shirt off, then I'm back on the ground before I even get a word off. And I ain't the kind of dude you break, dude who flake, or better yet the dude you take. When doing what I do it for the dudes who can't. I tell you like I tell them, cause I got moves to make. If you debate,
but I prefer if you sit down, because the Creta N Line is no ordinary Creta. It's an ordinary Creta with bigger wheels, angrier bumpers, and some red striping around it. Two things. Firstly, I think it's worked. Sure, I would have loved like 200 horsepower under the hood in a proper Creta N, but let's be honest, we're never going to get that. But even this N Line, especially with that spoiler in the back, I think it looks fantastic. And second thing is that the ordinary Creta, that's come a long way. But all the way from Germany, wearing black so beautifully, is the Taigun GT. I don't think it quite matches up to that N Line if I had to score them, but man, does it still look so damn good.
time ain't never been on my side, but now is the time I gotta get mine just to make sure my mind is fine as I roll around and I'm.
But of course, you know what they say about looks, right? It is subjective. So let me tell you a little bit objective things, because in 2024, a Creta makes 10 horsepower more than the sporty Volkswagen SUV. But of course, the Taigun's horsepower is German horsepower, is what you might have expected me to say, but that's not the case. The Creta is the faster car of the two, even full pelt at a drag strip. But even on the road, cars like the Taigun GT and Creta N Line offer great performance, and a great engine oil can help maximize that. Castrol's Edge SUV engine oil is their latest offering, claiming to provide 80% improved high load performance. It has trademark power boost technology, meets the demanding specs of most premium OEMs, is advanced, fully synthetic and ready for BS6 vehicles, unlocking on-demand performance of your SUV. Speaking of which, the Creta's DCT is quick enough. It's got decent ride comfort despite the 18-inch rims, and those bigger, wider wheels also give it a lot more grip through corners. And then of course, there is the big matter of space. You see, the Creta has a more reclined backrest for more comfort and plenty of knee room as well. Yes, I agree, but the Taigun does have more space under the front seats, so you can tuck your legs, and that means taller people will still be pretty comfortable back here. You, talking about comfort, the Creta's got a much wider cabin and no hump in the rear seat, so seating 3 is not even a competition. 3 headrests, bro, but yes, I agree. Also, no window blinds for you. Yeah, okay, relax, man. It's okay, bro. I'm sure you get great speakers and a 360-degree camera system and ADAS and a panoramic sunroof and other cool stuff, right? Wrong, but if what matters to you most is how you feel when you're in this seat, then look no further. Because while the Creta's steering, pedals and engine feel like you're exchanging information with a stranger through Chinese whisper, the Taigun feels as natural as talking to your good old friend. The steering's light, but it's direct, and like Manchester United losing a game of football, it is predictable. But the brakes are really the jam in the center of the gym. Only front discs, unlike the Creta's all 4, which is, sure, bad on paper, but in reality, the progression, the confidence they inspire right from the hydraulic sound of the operation of the pedal is wonderful. It really is. Then there is the chassis. It allows you to push, to press play, to really let loose and have fun. The suspension reeling everything in, keeping you stuck to the ground. And even when you fly off it, it just smiles and goes again. I will be honest, I do have some issues with the Taigun. Some small and some may get it. Would be a shame not to call them out. I'll start with the one-touch operation of the driver's side window, and when it's going up, it makes the most lethargic, underpowered noise, as if it's gonna die halfway up there. Then there is the touch-sensitive AC controls, and the fact that the paddle shifter just deserves more attention, especially on this GT variant, to reward a driver who's going out of their way to shift gears instead of letting the gearbox do its thing. And there is of course then the rubbery throw of the gear lever itself and the use of just way too many hard plastics everywhere in the cabin. It's stuff Hyundai's got right. They haven't just gone the extra mile outside, they've done the running inside too. The N Line gets a really beautiful steering wheel, nice big paddles and N-themed gear lever. On the whole, it makes the Creta N Line feel like a lot more car for the money. Honestly, aside from seating for 5 where the N Line obviously wins and driving feel where the Taigun has no match, the differences between the two are small enough that a good dealer discount or the right variant at the right price could sway you one way or the other, and either way, you wouldn't really be getting a bad deal. Strange, right? In the last 10 years, Volkswagen seems to have figured out how to make a car for normal people that doesn't break down every 2 kilometers, and Hyundai has figured out how to make a car enthusiasts would actually want to drive without a gun pointed to their head. If you told me that 10 years ago, I would have thought you're doing stand-up comedy.
I'm seaside, always staying right where the wave is. Everything new, my reputation is ancient. All of the history books speak of my greatness. Car gassed up for a night drive, pedal to the metal.